back into it, 0-0.
Devilliers trying to up the tempo immediately, but Townsend there to meet it, and they'll force the side out nice and early.
0-0-1.
And then Townsend just trying to squeeze it down line, a little bit wide of the court, so second serve to come now. Still at 0-0. Great sign in the crowd, I've noticed as well. Wild Thing being held up here for Joey.
Yep, that's what he's known as.
And that was a little bit wild though there from Joey, so another side out. Perhaps some early nerves here from both Danny and Joey.
0-0-1.
Jones on serve here. Well, that's better from Joey Wild, right at the kitchen and bringing the heat. Smacks it right down into the bootlaces of Jones. Second serve. Oh, Joey Wild stepping up big time. The Wild Thing coming up with a massive play. There was an ATP that looked to be spot on from Jones, but Wild said, get out of here.
And that's probably something, if Jones and Devilliers haven't had a chance to really watch Wild and Townsend yet, they need to get in sync quickly, because these two will fire.
Speaking of fire there, Joey really trying to up the tempo with that shot. It was drilled, but follow up, leaving a little bit to be desired. Side out, serve now for Jones.
Second serve.
And Townsend just has that almost awkward style at the net that really puts off the opposition too. Oh, and there's the Ernie from Devilliers just leaping, finding the body of Townsend.
Down at the knees, and Townsend comes from a very high-level table tennis background. Hence why she's so strong in the kitchen. I was speaking to Joey Wild earlier today regarding his men's doubles event that he ended up going down in yesterday. Close one it was, 3 games, but he was talking about just the sheer consistency of these American pros. And how
there's the commentator's curse right away, Dylan Kim.
Well, he was saying like you can't skip a beat. It's you need to be consistent the whole time. He got in a lot of cross-court dink rallies, and I imagine that may be the same here against Devilliers.
And there it is from Devilliers, just the flick of the wrist. But you're right, Dylan. It was a great little battle between himself and McGuffin.
Oh, yeah. Box office.
0-2-2.
Oh, Townsend right up Main Street and gets the result. There's the side out. Excellent stuff from Danielle.
1-2-2.
The thing with these two, Wild and Townsend, is they fire each other up. So if one of them makes a good play, the other feeds off of it. And once they start getting momentum, oof. But you've got to give Devilliers and Jones credit here. They've settled in. There's that strength.
Beautifully worked from Townsend. And there's that late switch that, you know, we come to have a look at CJ Klinger's game, and it's very similar to that. But that was just rolled off the wrist and down the line. Beautiful stuff from Townsend.
I love that return there from Townsend, forcing Devilliers way back in the corner and open it up. Easy transition into a side out.
1-2-1.
Oh, and then right at the head there of Jones, who went ducking and weaving.
A bit of a stare down. Jones was waiting for the apology, which he did. Joey Wild, normally wielding a bucket hat.
1-2-2.
But one of the nicest gentlemen in the Australian pickleball scene.
Oh, beautifully worked. Well, the
Jeez.
Wild thing, living up to his name at the moment. That's a couple of body blows he's come
I
up
was
with.
about to say, here I am going saying how nice he is, and he goes and and does that.
We saw Fuquin in the previous match get absolutely towed up in the chest, and he had a good laugh about it. No need for the tattoo, just to get the bruising instead.
Yeah, Devilliers was waiting on that. There's been a couple of shots that Townsend's had down the left side, but sorry, the right side, but Devilliers recognising at that time and dealing with it appropriately.
So 2-2, Jones on serve. Oh, Devilliers targeting Townsend, then heading wide, but it's just missed the mark, so second serve coming up.
Yeah, we had a challenge there from Jones.
2-2-2.
Rajpal, our official, confirmed it is wide.
Side out.
Fair to say there's a little bit of heat on that one, James.
And had Wild jumping,
2-2-1.
as a Joey would do, of course.
Pick up from
Jones.
Townsend is elite.
Yeah,
That
stand
is-
and deliver approach there from Jones, but Townsend, you're right, great recovery right at the bootlaces.
Not an easy shot.
Oh, and then Jones, as classy as you like, they're all looking to the right, but back down to the left-hand side of Joey's body it went.
3-2-2.
Yeah, just hemming them back a little bit there. Combination of Jones and Devilliers. Usually seeing Townsend and Wild straight into the net, but they couldn't do so on that occasion. Oh, point of the match. Townsend steps up in the biggest moment. That was left, right, centre. There were chips, a little bit of a firefight, and then right down Main Street, parting the seas like Moses, Danielle Townsend, so strong at the kitchen.
Ooh, shoulder check attempt goes long, and we are starting to see some reoccurring trends here, James. Devilliers, Townsend actively going at each other now. Townsend loves it. She wants that firefight in the middle. But geez, she's picking a big target.
Oh, Joey Wild. Well, the defence from Jones was outstanding, but there's only so much you can withstand.
Oh, outrageous offense, and Joey Wild punishing that one. And this is what I'm talking about, the sheer offense of these two. Once they are at that kitchen line, have to beat them at the transition. I feel, to be honest with you, James, they're doing very well in the dink rallies as well against the experienced duo of Jones and Devilliers. As Joey Wild referenced yesterday in his game against McGuffin and Tadio, it's the consistency. Can they keep this up?
3-3-1.
So still locked up here at 3 apiece. Wild with the first serve. Oh, Townsend taking it directly to Devilliers.
They're going at each other. I love it. This is exciting and great for Australian pickleball.
If anything, Dylan, I think this actually favours Townsend. She loves a personal
4-3-1.
battle. Oh, jeez, that was tight.
A matter of centimetres. Geez, tense crowd, hey. So early in this one, and
4-3-2.
everyone's on the edge of their seat already.
They've got that slender advantage here, the Aussie duo. Crowd riding them all the way. Oh, and then unfortunately for Wild, an awkward little lean there, couldn't quite get behind it.
Yeah,
There's the side out.
The off-pace dink there from Devilliers, smart.
3-4-1.
Well, there's another off-pace one, but not that he was hoping for.
Yeah, you can see that both Jones and Devilliers unsure of who to take that. Second server.
3-4-2.
Oh, Jones, superb, the ATP, and then Devilliers finishing it off.
And Joey Wild with the ATP defence, but in the end could not recover.
4-4-2.
Locked up now, Jones with the second serve.
Side out.
Good point there from Townsend and Joey Wild, just really hemming Devilliers and Jones back behind that baseline. Good pressure.
4-4-1.
Now they get the side out, first serve. It's even just that movement, Dylan, without actually playing the shot. It just cast that bit of doubt in the mind of Townsend there.
4-4-2.
And then wide of the mark for Joey Wild. That's a very uncharacteristic error from him from the serve.
This is that consistency I'm talking about. Can they withstand the pressure?
A little bit of luck there for Wild, but they'll ride every bit of luck they can get. Second serve coming up.
Yeah, the tape tickler not going the way of Devilliers. Great hands. Jones, Devilliers combining once more, and they are really teeing off
5-4-2.
any of those shots in the green light.
Just a little bit too long here from Townsend. So there is that pressure it tells with 2 straight points. Biggest margin we've seen so far at 6-4.
Well, we're seeing the engagement of the speed up from Townsend and Wild. Devilliers and Jones waiting for it. Counter-punching well. Third shot lob.
Side out.
Yeah, strong work there from Townsend and Wild, just forcing them back. Took a little bit of time to actually get to that kitchen line and get set to
4-6-1.
approach with a little bit more vigour. Side out with first serve here for Townsend.
Oh, recovery.
Oh, Wild then steps up. Townsend with the save and then finished with the plum from Joey Wild.
Incredible athleticism there from Danielle Townsend, and the finish from Joey Wild. I'm talking about it, these two are seasoned veterans. They played together a lot, and they're in sync right now in this
5-6-1.
thriller of a game run.
And again, Wild this time finds the back corner and we're locked up at 6 apiece. It's almost like the alley-oop for basketball between Townsend and Wild at the moment. You set him up, I'll knock him down.
Yeah, exactly that.
6-6-1.
Except they're both as intimidating as Chak.
Second serve.
Devilliers getting the better of Townsend here, but geez, it's great to see her just taking both Devilliers and Jones on with plenty of aggression. Second serve now for Wild.
6-6-2.
Oh, just a fraction off there for Townsend. But again, you're just seeing her rise to the occasion with these firefights,
That's what I
Dylan.
mean. She's actively taking on Devilliers, and
6-6-1.
they're probably 50-50 at the moment. Ooh, earning
Second
error.
serve.
He read it well.
You saw an opportunity there with Wild and Townsend actually just
6-6-2.
suffocating one another. Well placed there from Townsend, right along the sideline, catches the tape, and there's the change once more at 6-6, and standing room only for the grandstand court too. They're all piling in. Good play from Wild, and that's now the third time he's hit his opposition.
You know what's crazy, James, is that Jones is getting a low percentage of the ball right now. They're actively targeting Jay Devilliers, especially with those speed ups and cross dinking.
7-6-1.
And they have a 1 point lead as a result.
On an awkward one, perhaps. Better serve there for Townsend. Wild had to come with an awkward inside-out kind of shot to get to it. Second serve brought up now at 7-6.
7-6-2. Point.
Oh, and there we go. So she's a little bit frustrated here, Devilliers. As you said, they've targeted him.
Well, you know, we've had a bunch of our American players come across to Australia and give their insights on our mixed game, how we play it. And a lot of them have said it's uncomfortable playing against our mixed duos because it's not the norm over there. Our ladies are aggressive. They want to initiate the speed ups. They have very strong driving prowess and strong in the kitchen. Danielle Townsend is proving that right now.
Oh, there we go again with Wild.
Unfortunate net there into the crowd. Jan Ramamurphy, the president of Pickleball Australia, with the quick hands and the recovery.
Townsend just has all the answers at the moment. Devilliers trying to go over the top as well.
Yep.
Wild missing there, but I think he's frustrated both sides of the ball here, Devilliers.
You know, both gentlemen have gone for an Ernie in this game one and both have messed it up. Yeah, he read that well. He knew it was coming. And that's that trend I keep talking about, James, where it's going straight body line towards Devilliers.
8-8-2.
Nice and low too from him. All tied up at 8-8. And well done once again there from Townsend. Might have even got a little bit of the clip of the body too, but it's more the placement than anything. And there's the side out. And this is well poised in the latter stages of this first game. 8-8, a chance now for both Wild and Townsend to close this one out.
Yeah, she read that
Second
well.
serve.
Joey Wild went for a top spin applied, not enough though. And Jones has had a couple now where she's gotten out of the way from Joey Wild.
Oh, unlucky there for Wild, but terrific placement on a couple of those saving shots. I'll get the side out, but
My
that
goodness.
just shows how tight this game is.
That lob from Elise Jones was perfect. And then to be followed up by an insane lob recovery. We are watching some top-notch pickleball.
Oh, there's Wild again. And Townsend set it up with a couple of beautiful little dinks. Second serve now. Oh, and again,
Side out.
the Wild thing. That is now 4 body shots that have resulted in points for Joey Wild.
You know what's crazy? In that he's had a lower percentage of the ball thus far, Joey Wild. However, he is playing hyper-aggressive with those shots. We've mentioned already
Timeout called.
the plays that he's already done towards the lead.
With Townsend on serve, locked up at 8 apiece.
Time in. 8-8-1. Second serve.
It's one of the very few ones she's got wrong, Danielle Townsend.
Yeah, caught in that transition zone.
8-2.
Joey Wild, second server. Yeah, it's
Jones.
two poor transitions, and we do occasionally see that after a timeout where you almost relax a little bit. Two quick errors, and Jones and Devilliers will be lapping it up.
8-1.
Box seat now to try and take this one out.
Point.
The argument might be there, James, that the offensive timeout was not the smart decision because they have come out storming here, Devilliers and Jones.
Especially with the type of players that both Townsend and Wild are. You know, they're up-tempo aggressive. It almost goes against the grain for them. Oh, and that one just a little too long, but that's been the pet play throughout this match so far for Wild. That little whipping backhand aimed directly at the body. They got out of the way of that one.
And we have game point for this first game.
Good save from Wild.
Yeah, lob just a little bit short. Danielle Townsend got up on a ladder and dealt with it appropriately, but they have to defend one more.
10-2.
It's always going to be tough. Townsend did as good as she possibly could have under the circumstances, but the first game taken out here from Devilliers and Jones. It's been a cracking fixture so far. We'll take a very short break before all the action.
Get ready, Pickleball fans. The PPA Tour is bringing the action to you. Whether you love to play or watch, this is your chance to experience pickleball at its best. Mark your calendars for our next tour stops. Tucson, Arizona, February 5th to February 9th. Mesa, Arizona, February 17th to February 23rd. Cape Coral, Florida, March 5th to March 9th. Don't miss your chance to experience the thrill. Watch the pros, cheer for your favorites, register to play, and buy your tickets now at ppatour.com.
Getting underway with game two. Townsend on serve. Oh, lovely start here for Joey Wild. They'll pick up the first point of the second game, having suffered defeat in game one to the tune of 11-8.
1-2. Side out.
Yeah, and this is the thing, right? I've already referenced it. The difference between the consistency of the teams. Joey Wild
gone long there.
referenced it in his men's doubles event, where he only lost a couple of points, but they're the points that matter. And we've just seen it happen in game one. And there's a high bouncing speed up from Devilliers, perfect.
And Wild just thrashing at it, really. Not the kind of control we've come to expect from him so far in this match. And beautifully worked from Wild there, a whole array of shots and every one of them hitting the mark.
2-1-2. Point.
Smart work there. I was just going to say, Dylan, it almost looks like they're actively trying to avoid Townsend to begin this second game. And he received a couple of shots toward the end of that rally.
Well, the reason is, James, that the final couple of points from that game one were off of errors off of Joey Wild. So Danielle Townsend is one of those players that once she gets going, she's hard to stop. That timeout did stop her and the momentum died immediately.
Oh, that is spectacular from Jay Devilliers. ATP and quite literally millimetre perfect.
Oh,
1-3
call it a
game.
JTP. My goodness, what was that?
Side out.
Got a service error. And a quick side out. Momentum heavily in favour of Jones and Devilliers.
Well, that one's long as well. It looked like they'll call it good for now. Oh, and then Devilliers gone up another level. It's going to take a lot of work to match it now.
Yeah, we talk about momentum. I definitely think
4-1-1.
Wild and Townsend may be considering a timeout after this if they lose this point. No, not to be.
Second serve.
You can also see, though, Dylan, that just is suggesting that Devilliers really has his back up now. He hasn't really gone for too many of those big bombs from the baseline so far.
Yeah, high-level tennis background.
4-1-2.
Knows how to wallop a ball.
Point.
A good first defensive effort there from Townsend, but not on the follow-up. Just too much pressure once more from Devilliers. And there is the timeout call.
Yeah, as expected, I think.
Time in once more. First serve here. Second serve, I should say. And Devilliers dispatches yet again. 6-1, they're starting to break away and closing in on advancing to that next stage of competition into the quarterfinals.
6-1-2. Go. Point.
Well, it's one hand, one bounce for Dylan Kimlin. For those over in the US, that's one of our beach cricket rules, if you will.
7-1-2.
That's better from Townsend. Nice aggression returning.
And how often do we see this, viewers at home that play pickleball, that you have an awfully close game one and then you lose it? It's really hard to build momentum for that game too. I mean, we've all experienced it, right? Townsend and Wild need to dig deep, but that's an outrageous Ernie. Jay Devilliers continuing to build that highlight reel.
Worth pointing out as well, Dylan, it was 8-8 in game one. So since that point, they've won just a single point.
Side out.
There's a sign out as well, so they're not going to add to the tally here. But of course, the big issue for them is conceding any more. They must get a smooth side out. It's nice from Joey Wild. You can also see, though, Jay Devilliers just starting to really crack that ball too.
7-1-2. Ball. Point.
Kitchen fault, foot in the kitchen, and we're seeing a strategy change here on the side of Townsend and Wild. A lot of dinking towards Jones now.
8-1-2.
Oh, Devilliers pulling out all the tricks and then nearly landing it as well. It wasn't far off. He's really got his eye in now.
1-8-1. Second serve.
Just frustration boiling over here for Wild and Townsend at the moment.
Yeah, well, Wild's had their shots that he normally
1-2.
makes. So he knows what he's capable of.
Point.
There's one on the board, though. It's the first one they've had in some time. Of course, they got the first point here in game two, so long time coming. 2-8.
Side out.
And didn't go as planned. Just consistent dinking here from Jones and Devilliers. They get it back and they are inching ever so closely to that victory score of 11.
81.
Wild had a lot of success yesterday, of course, in that semi-final against McGuffin. Little cross-court dinks, but not coming to fruition here so far. Oh, Devilliers, the tweener. He's literally everywhere and catches the baseline as well. Devilliers, stop it.
My goodness, these teams are chucking it all on the court. And James, probably should say the winner of this game will go on to face the winner of
82.
Tam and Hun, as you mentioned earlier, and Trong and Johns. Big games on display.
A mouth-watering clash, that one. Oh, Devilliers. We just saw quite a few tricks in that previous point. There's another one. Flying Ernie, backhanded slap. And there is not much that you can do with that one.
That's just raw athleticism. He's such a big lad. Throws himself around the court very well.
Oh, Townsend now collected two. That'll bring up 9-2 on the board. And just looking at the body language here of Joey Wild in particular, it's dropped a fair bit.
Yeah, he had Zane Navratil playing with him yesterday in the men's, and Zane was very much, come on, let's get around it.
10-2.
Townsend's going to have to try and lift Joey because we have a match point scenario.
And there it is, all wrapped up. So they put up a great fight in that first game, but it was one-way traffic in the second. Very strong from Devilliers and Jones. Just a class above in the end, Dylan.
Yeah, not wrong. And I mean, we